Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Verlisha, aka Victoriously V Films. Today on my channel, I have some pretty big news. I mean, it's big news to me because I'm excited, but I have never had a camera rig. I have kind of made my own little rinky-dink rig out of like this U-shaped stabilizer that I had. I had a lot of like masking tape. I was wrapping stuff around that bad boy, just trying to make it work, right? So I am officially going to build my very first rig. It is humble. It is very basic. I don't have a need for a ton of stuff, but I have some of the basic stuff like a cage. I have a rail rod, and most importantly, I have a battery. This is big to me because I was so sick of being on shoots and even like YouTube videos, and my camera battery just done, kaput, over, like just died on me. And so I'm like, I need something with a little bit more power, some more juice in it. So I went and invested in a battery and also the battery pack, V-mount to be exact. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna put this together for you. Okay, welcome back. Quick little fun fact. While we did that quick little intro, I went and put lunch in the oven. So I just want to lay out a couple things. One, I have one camera, so majority of you seeing me put this together is going to be my hands and the items, which is cool because obviously this is one of my shooting cameras, and I need that to put in the cage so I can show you how it fits. So I only have one angle. So sorry. You're gonna have to bear with me and not be able to see my beautiful face throughout this entire video. Sorry for your loss. But nonetheless, let's get started, okay? So first, we have the cage. This cage, I cannot remember the name of the brand, but I am gonna put a link in the description for you guys. So by the end of this video, if you like what you see or this cage interests you, you'll be able to just click the link and see where it is on Amazon. I believe it was about 49, 50 bucks. So let's get started. Here's my camera. So this cage is meant to fit the R series cameras, right? So just gonna slide this in here like this, like so. So here at the bottom, I should show you, at the bottom of your camera you have a little thread screw. This is usually where you want to mount a quick release plate, or put it directly on a tripod if that's how you roll. This cage has a little screw at the bottom, so you want to line up that hole in the screw. And then your products come with little Allen wrenches to help you do that. So you want to find the right Allen wrench that fits this screw, and you want to go ahead and start screwing that in. Just like that. Get your stuff tight though, right? Because you don't want to your gear loose in your cage or anything like that. You don't want that to happen because you don't want your stuff to fall out of there. We pay good money for our stuff, so we want to make sure it's secure. Now, one thing with this cage, when I first tried to put this on the camera, because I wanted to oh, wrong one. I wanted to make sure I kind of got the gist of how to do this. I was convinced that this was the wrong cage because I didn't like how it fit. I felt like it was kind of weird fitting. And I guess when I went back to look at the picture, it wasn't that bad. So, I mean, that's what it looks like. So it has all this space in it and stuff, and I don't know why, but it is what it is. So I guess this is what it's supposed to look like. I will be content and just kind of deal with it. So this is what I'm talking about, all this space here at the top. I just was like, I've never seen anybody's cage have all that space. But they say this is for the R series, and this is what it looks like in the picture. It has all that space at the top, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess that's right. I'm gonna keep playing around with it just to make sure, because I feel like I did something a little off here, because I did have it fitting a little bit more snug than that. So I'm gonna make sure I'm doing that right. So again, when you're putting your cage together, you want to kind of play around with it, make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. This is the last time I'm gonna make sure this is fitting right. And truth be told, I might get another cage, because if I find one with a picture that looks like it's a little bit more snug, then I'm gonna go ahead and take this back and get a new one. So yeah, this is the cage. That's all it takes to put this cage on the camera. Just that bottom screw right there. Okay, so next I'm gonna put, this is the rail rod that I have. I don't know if that's what it's called. That's what I call it. I'm gonna take the quick release and go ahead and put that at the bottom of my cage so that it will sit on my rail rod easier. That is the whole point of a quick release. It's to just kind of be able to play around with it quicker, get your stuff off of your tripod or whatever it's mounted on. I want to bring your attention to these holes here. So these have different threads. Obviously, this one right here, I would love it if my quick release fit there because it's directly in the middle. It does not, so I'll probably have to move it off to the side on one of these. And it's going to take a little bit of playing around with to figure out how I want it to be. This screw is big enough to where you can kind of screw it with your fingers to get it started. And this looks like the equivalent of a flathead, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a butter knife. I don't feel like searching through my husband's tools, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a butter knife to find what I need. You wanna give that a good strong twist here, because what I've learned with this one is if you don't twist this pretty strongly, your plate is gonna move around, and you don't want that to happen. So yeah, now you can just kind of set that right in place. You have a little screw here that allows you to tighten your quick release plate. And so I got it as tight as I can. Now, with your rail rod, you have the ability to kind of untwist this wrong way, and then you can move the rods. Someone should be able to see what I'm talking about. You can move it according to how you want it set up. I keep mine about right here. So this is the length because I end up putting my battery back here. I leave a little bit of space in the front. Don't know why, I just do. I like how it looks, I guess. It's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye for me, right? Okay, so we're all set with that part. Half of this is done, right? Okay, let's move on to the battery and the battery pack. This is a V-mount battery. This battery, don't ask me the name, I don't know. Even when I watched the YouTube video of the guy who bought this battery and said it was really good, it was cheap. It was about 95 bucks, 100 bucks for this battery, which if you know anything about these big V-mount batteries, you know they are expensive, as well as the plate and the mount for it, right? So I will put the link in the description for this as well as all this stuff. It's V-mount, so that is this V right here that allows you to click it on to a V-mount. So what you want to do is take it and slide it, and you want to push it until you hear that little click sound, right? So make sure you hear that. This little button on the side will release that, right? So we have that. One thing I went ahead and did ahead of time was I put the bracket on. So this bracket right here and this mount right here, they were separated, but they were together in the pack. So it just had these two screws here. I went ahead, took my Allen wrench because it came with it, and I went ahead and screwed those in tight. This allows you to put your mount on the rail rod. Again, I don't know if that's what it's called. That's what I call it. So you want to take these right here, and I completely unscrew mine because I feel like they fall out anyway when I try to completely unscrew them. This way I know I can get my battery mounted on here right. So one thing I've noticed with this Neewer rail rod, it's a little rough with this AndyCine whatever it's called, mount. I think that's the name of it. Again, it's going to be in the description. It's rough when I tried to put it on the first time. So you hear that roughness there. You kind of have to work it. Give it a little elbow grease. Push it up on there. Now, I'm very careful with how close and how much space I have here, because I like to use my screen sometimes, even if I'm using my field monitor. And so I want to make sure I can open that and still have that space. So I don't push a ton all the way close to here. I also kind of want that weight on the back too. It helps me stabilize and takes out some of that handshake and jitter. Right, so that's that. So I think I'm gonna put it right here. You can even take it out a little wider and just move it back a little bit. It's dependent upon your liking. Everything that has to do with this and how I'm setting it up. This is not a sure way of doing it. You can set your rig up however you like. It is dependent on the filmmaker and how you want to feel holding your rig, right? So I also have a top handle here that I forgot to bring into play. It has my field monitor on it because it has a shoe mount here, but this is a top handle. I got this from Movo. And so if I didn't have my field monitor on it, I'd probably actually want it back this way because I can pick up my rig easier, right? So in that situation, I would probably push this back a little bit so I can have that space, and I'd move my camera up more so I had space to have my top handle right here. But because I'm gonna be using it to hold my film monitor, it's gonna be just fine pointed this way. So I'm okay with that. And we'll put that top handle on in a minute. So now that you have this where you want it, you wanna go ahead and take your screws and put them back in. Again, you do not want to, you don't want nothing to come off of your rig. You don't wanna break anything. You paid good money for your stuff. And me as a resource filmmaker, I literally have to know that I need this stuff or I'm not gonna buy it. And so, like I said, I got tired of being on shoots and my battery dying. That wasn't cute. I had to go in my pack and get all them little batteries and put them in my camera. Imagine having to change the battery on this. You got to take your whole cage off because you don't have good clean access to a battery port. You do, but the door doesn't open all the way. So you don't want to have that problem. I'm sorry if you can hear my kids, they're upstairs. I tried to bribe them to kind of be quiet and it still didn't work. So I'm just convinced that 4-year-olds don't know how to be quiet, and that's okay. So lastly is my top handle that has my field monitor on here. So you know, it's a shoe mount, so you can go ahead and take that off. So this cage also came with a shoe mount right here. So in theory, I could put my top handle here, but as you can see, that's not the hottest place to have a top handle. So I'm not gonna put it there, ergonomically speaking. It's gonna go right here on my camera's shoe mount. And I'm gonna go ahead and twist that down, making sure all my stuff is secure because I don't want anything to fall and break. Okay. So here's the other thing. I'm using my microphone for this vlog, so I can't demonstrate that. I could, if I needed to, put my field monitor right here, right? It could sit right here and be just fine. And I could put my microphone out here. Or I could put my field monitor up here on the top handle mount, and I could put my mic right here. It all depends on how you want to set this up. Personally, I like my field monitor in front of me. It just makes me feel like I'm looking a little bit more accurately at what I'm doing than to have it off to the side. But you never know. There might be a time where I need to put it off to the side. So I can have my mic maybe out front a little bit more because I need the audio to be decent. It is literally up to you and how you want to do it, right? So for this demonstration, I'll go ahead and lock my field monitor into place on the side. I think it looks kind of cool. It's just a little harder for me to see what I'm doing. Yeah. So there is my rig. This is it. This is exactly what I made. So I'm telling you, it is very basic. It is humble. It's the beginning for me. Again, the biggest attraction was the battery. I needed more juice, more power that was gonna last me a little longer. Another fun fact, this BP95, so that watt hour number 95, this is a really good battery to travel on an airplane with. Not saying the brand in particular, but 95. Apparently, TSA ain't gonna hound you a ton if you bring 95 with you. So that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. 95, you can fly. You can fly with that. And I have a trip planned. And so I'm a little excited about bringing my camera with me. Obviously not probably, this is a rig that I feel like I can move around with, but bringing this with me so I have some power and some juice. It comes with all the cords, right? So one of the cords, one of the most important cords, is the cord that you use to connect to your camera. This is not the right one for me, so I went ahead and ordered another one for myself on Amazon. Again, I'm gonna link everything in the description so you see exactly what I have. This entire rig, minus the camera, minus the field monitor, and minus the microphone. So the battery, the plate, the top handle, and the rail rod. These I bought, and I bought them for $309. The cage, I'm sorry, the cage was also a part of that too. So I bought the battery V-mount, the cage, the top handle, and the rail rod, all for $309. I believe that's pretty inexpensive considering that you can buy one of these batteries alone without a mount for $300 or more. So I feel like it was very affordable for me. Again, it depends on where you are in your life and where you are financially. But this was pretty inexpensive, but it was still an investment. I don't typically spend that much money on a lot of stuff, obviously outside of the camera and some glass, right? So I just wanted to stop by and show you guys my new rig. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, it's pretty basic, but it is everything I need it to be right now, and that's all that matters to me. I have everything I need, praise God. So I can get back to shooting and not being interrupted by poor battery life. So yeah, feel free to comment. Let me know what you think of this rig. Let me know what you would add to your rig or what you wouldn't have on your rig. There's a lot of stuff that I would add over time probably, but right now I'm feeling really good about this. And yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, feel free, comment, let me know what you like, what you dislike. And until next time, again, you guys remember I said I was going to be more consistent with posting things. I got some new stuff coming out for sure. I also have a short film that's going to drop next week. So I really encourage you, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that so you can get the notifications for when that short film premieres. It's going to premiere here first before I put it on any other platform. So I want you to get that. It's called Stay, and it's a short film about mental health. So I would love it if you guys would support that. Until next time, please, please, please take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Be easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. And I will see you guys next time.